Hi, my name is Newell Davis with Vermicomposting, and today we are going to cover how to get rid of fruit flies and fungus gnats, which if you have a bin inside, you're eventually going to get these. They come in through fruit, they come in from outside, they come in from just all over, and at some point you're probably going to have an infestation of these. Right now my bins are starting to show a little bit, so I'm going to show you what you can do to mitigate it and also get rid of them completely. So let's get started here. So what I have here is I have one of my bins that's actually a flow-through bin, and it is starting to show the issues of fruit flies. I just get my tripod set up here. So this one is starting to show issues with fruit flies. Now the first thing that you can do to mitigate, and this is something I've done, is this is a cup that has some apple cider vinegar in it and a drop of dish soap. And what happens is they kind of go in there, and then you can see, if you can see some of the little black dots in there, they go in there and then they will eventually die. They can't get out because the soap breaks the tension, and then when they go in there, they cannot get out. And another version of this is, instead of putting the soap in, is you put saran wrap around the top, and then you poke little tiny holes with a toothpick in it, and then they get in there and they can't get back out, and they also die. These are ways to slowly get rid of them, but it doesn't solve the issue. So then I have another like one of these little tape strips here. Let me show you. So if you look up here, I have one of these tape strips hanging, and I use this also, and it is actually, I don't know if you could tell, it is covered right now with little black dots. That's again another mitigation technique, but it doesn't take care of the issue. As I showed in one of my other videos, they also do not like coffee grounds. I've found that they tend not to like those, and that's another way to kind of keep them away. But those don't always work. So this is my flow-through bin. This is a fairly large one. It's made from a Rubbermaid 35-gallon trash can, and when I open this up here, you can see I keep food right on the top, and there's a lot of fruit flies flying around in here. Now, the other way that I could do this is I could also bring a vacuum in and just start vacuuming them up, which, again, it's a mitigation technique, but it doesn't solve the problem. So I'm not sure if you can see them in there. That's why I'm kind of shining this bright light, but there are definitely some fruit flies / fungus gnats or whatever they are flying around in there. So, but what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to cover everything. And this is something that a lot of people do to always keep their bins from having fruit flies. I'm going to throw in a whole bunch of shredded newspaper. And what this is going to do, if I can get it all out here, is going to create a barrier. And this is a barrier of dry material that they have trouble getting through. So that's a couple inches of dry material. I'm not going to get it wet. I'm not going to put any other food in, and I'm going to let this sit for probably a week to 2 weeks. And when I dig back in here, there should be no more fruit flies or fungus gnats, because what they do is they come out. They come out of here. They start flying around, and they meet and they mate, and then they lay eggs in the fungus or the the fruit or the material that's in there. And then they create babies, and they come out and they fly around again, and then they go back in and they keep doing the same thing over and over again. The lid kind of keeps them in here, which is why you'll get a massive infestation usually when you open it, sometimes to the point where you can't even breathe. They're coming out so thick. This will prevent that. This is going to, and I might add even more to this later. This is just so you know, this is just shredded newspaper. You know, this is just regular shredded newspaper from a from a shredder. And I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully this will help you take care of your fruit fly infestations if you have them. If you have any questions, please let me know.